I wanted to talk about 1.4, toll collection penalties for late payments and toll evasion. A few years ago, the Rhode Island Turnpike and Bridge Authority needed to deploy, do you mind if I sit? Thank you.
That's what it's there for, sir.
The Department of Rhode Island Turnpike and Bridge Authority, John Bukevich, 119 Hummock Avenue, Portsmouth, Rhode Island, 02871.
Thank you, sir.
Turnpike and Bridge Authority needed to deploy the open road tolling. Turnpike and Bridge Authority thought it was a good idea. The Turnpike and Bridge Authority took a lot of money from Vion Capital Management. They deployed the open road tolling. The agreement during that particular time frame was that the money that the Turnpike and Bridge Authority borrowed from the Vion Capital Management would be paid back in penalties and fines. And approximately 4 months later, after it was obvious that the fines were never going to pay that bond off, the Turnpike and Bridge Authority got the money together and paid Vion off. And there was a substantial penalty for doing that to the Turnpike and Bridge Authority. I'm very knowledgeable of what we did over at the Sakonnet. I'm very knowledgeable that the Turnpike and Bridge Authority is the only vehicle in the state of Rhode Island that's allowed to collect tolls. It's my understanding the Department of Transportation is not does not have tolling authority under the Federal Highway Administration. My very big concern is going to be very simply the disputes of tolls, the fees, the penalties, and toll evasion is not going to create the fund that I understand is necessary to pay the Turnpike and Bridge Authority for maintaining the Easy Pass charges that the Department of Transportation, Rhode Island Turnpike and Bridge Authority will incur. I had hoped to get here earlier so I could reread some of my other comments. Is there anybody else that's here to comment, or am I the only comment?
So are you
Okay.
the latest?
Well, I only got this last night, so I didn't have a lot of time to review it, but I know this is about a proposed rule, and the way I remember the proposed rule making work is that we have until, I believe it's October 19th to submit comments in writing. Okay. I don't want to, I'm not here to, I oppose the roadworks truck toll. I oppose the Sakonnet River Bridge toll. We wasted $4.3 million on the Sakonnet River Bridge. That $4.3 million could have gone into our roads and bridges a lot better than, unfortunately, getting sucked up in the air. I understand that the Rhode Island Department of Transportation has 14 potential toll locations. I'm not sure I agree with the budget that the that the Department of Transportation is using to make us believe that this is all it's going to cost to build these gantries. I understand that there's going to be some legal issues when and if the gantries go up from the Rhode Island Truckers Association and potentially the American Truckers Association. I understand that the dormant commerce clause in our U.S. Constitution prohibits discriminatory tolling of different class of vehicles. I know that Governor Gina Raimondo and Director Peter Alviti have spent quite a bit of time on the roadworks truck toll. Tolling Rhode Island trucks is not the answer. Getting the General Assembly to fund the Department of Transportation, they have not been properly funded for over 30 years. Washing a bridge deck is not a really sexy thing. Opening a new school is a very good thing to do. So the General Assembly takes some of the blame for not funding the Department of Transportation, and that's why we're sitting here today and talking about toll evaders and fines. The Department of Transportation also has to learn how to spend money much more efficiently. As of late, I had an issue with the roadwork signs. I still don't believe the information that I got is valid with respect to the sign complaint that I lodged and that the Attorney General approved. We have to rethink the Rhode Island Department of Transportation truck toll. By the way, I do want to say that I found it interesting this morning when I did peruse this, that, so you're a trucker and you don't pay the toll and you go through the toll, and 30 days later, we're going to send you I think the penalty is $1.75, if I read that correctly in the red notes. And if you don't pay it after 60 days, we're going to send you another bill for another $1.75, and the third time we're going to do another $1.75. The estimates that were made by the previous chairman of the Turnpike and Bridge Authority felt that they were going to be able to pay off that Vion bond with toll violators. I don't see that being the case. I think that there's a lot of assumption and speculation in this particular document, in this particular hearing, relative to the amount of money that the state of Rhode Island needs to maintain the 14 gantries, the fees. I asked a simple question to my legislators recently. It's proposed that there's a $20 bill. If you're a trucker coming in from Westerly and you're going out through Attleboro, it's $20. I'd like somebody from the Turnpike and Bridge Authority, if that's the appropriate venue, because they're the ones that are going to be handling the money, or from the Department of Transportation, to tell me, after we get done paying the bond for the gantries, the maintenance, the Easy Pass fee, Turnpike and Bridge Authority handling the Easy Pass accounts, what's left for the Department of Transportation to spend on roads and bridges? No one's been able to give me that number yet. I am opposed to the Rhode Island Department of Transportation roadworks truck toll. I am opposed to the rulemaking for the Department of Transportation bridge and tolls. Thank you.